Madam Chair. I know this project has brought out a lot of passion and a lot of emotion, and there's a substantial number of our citizens that are in the Beaver Dam District that would prefer that a project like this not come into our area. It's been brought up that we want to keep Hanover rural, and that some of us ran on that as a campaign. And I can't think of a way that you can do that better than sticking to the comp plan, than placing the growth in areas that it's designed to go. Hanover is over 80% rural, and in Beaver Dam District, I mean, there's just such a large swath of it that's A1, and that's what we want to fight to protect. It's not that, we have to have growth. We have to meet the services because they keep growing. And now I sit on the Social Services Board, and I see the needs that are there and the state mandated requirements that where we have to supply for kids that are in foster care, and the cost to put one child into special school that has autism is $100,000 a year. And these are things that we're mandated to kind of take care of. We do receive some state funding to go along with that, but that's not enough. We have the program like DASH, where senior citizens that don't have friends and family can sign up and get a ride from their home to a doctor's appointment. I had a situation on a holiday where the holiday was on a Monday, and a lady emailed me, and she said that she had called and they didn't service her area. And the problem was that they had inputted her information incorrectly, and they had her living in Chesterfield. And we have people on staff. I called Deborah Preston, and I left her a message on a Monday on a holiday. By Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, she had solved that issue and got that lady. We got her a ride to her doctor's appointment. I've had a citizen that is aging with health issues, and she couldn't no longer get into her tub. She needed a walk-in shower. And through our services that we provide for our citizens, we were able to meet that need through King William Habitat for Humanity. And so there is just a lot of needs out there that you don't know about, and these services are provided through your tax dollars. And no one wants to see their taxes go up. And the way to shift that burden is through these types of developments. And I still stand by that. I am fighting to protect and preserve Hanover's rural character by making sure that our farmland out in our A1 districts is not encroached upon by these type of developments. But this is right up on 95. It's in the corridor that's been identified since 2007. I know a lot of people say they didn't vote for that. But these comp plans, they come around every 5 years, and there is an opportunity to weigh in on them and speak. And but I will say that this public process has been a wonderful process. Even though there's a lot of comments out there, I don't get on Facebook anymore because I really just don't want to subject myself to that. But the citizen engagement, the civic duty that you've performed has changed this project from the start to where it is now tremendously. And I applaud you. I applaud Stephen. He has put a lot of time and effort. All of you put a lot of time and effort into making this project better than it was. I know there could be no end. I mean, we want to keep going and going and going. But at some point in time, I think we have to make a call and say, we have done a very good job. And I think that the proffers and the restrictions that have been put on this are some of the most stringent in the industry, I would think. And so they have done a good job. They've shown a willingness to listen to your concerns. They've made the changes. They've reached out to the community. I've held two public meetings where we were answering questions, and I hear where we're saying that the questions aren't answered, and yet I hear the questions, I hear the answer. And I'm like, okay, somewhere we're missing it. And I apologize for that. I know that you might not be able to get the answer that you want to hear, but you are getting an answer. And I think we have to rely on professionals at some point in time that they are trained and they are able to give you the kind of answers that make sense. And so, I just say that you know, that this project, that I know that it's large, but I feel like that it's going to set Hanover up because of the tax revenue and be a game changer for this community. And like you say, I've talked to the fire department out in Beaver Dam in my district, and they were very concerned about being cross-staffed, where they have to, you got 3-man crew, they get called on the medical transport, and then they're no longer available to answer the fire call when you dial 911. And I know that, like I say, that last meeting, you know, there was some passion behind that, but it is a real reality. And like I said, it's been stated here tonight. There's a lot of people that in the business industry that understand, I mean, a budget, how a budget works, and that this county doesn't run on monopoly money. And so, you know, I do feel like that this project scared me when I first saw it, and I thought, man, you know, a brand new supervisor having to handle something like this and try to make these kind of decisions is very intimidating. And so I don't take it lightly, and I want you to know that. And, you know, and I appreciate, Crystal, I appreciate your prayer. I know it's from the heart, and I am a follower of Christ, and I do trust in him for all things. And I've prayed over this project much myself for clarity and for understanding and to try to do the right thing. You know, it would have been very easy for me to just vote no and let the other supervisors carry the water for me and avoid that political fallout. But I'm not that kind of guy. I promised you I would be honest with you and upfront, and I'm going to do that. And so, you know, I will stand behind that. I think I'm doing the best that I can for Hanover County because I see the needs of 110,000 citizens and not just a few. And I will, like, say, you know, I know Mr. Boardman brought up that, you know, the citizens have spoken. But what you don't hear is the number of citizens that I hear from that are in favor of this because they see the potential. And I know because of Facebook, you know, it's kind of, pardon me? The people, you always hear from the folks that are against it, but you hardly ever hear from the people. It's just, it is a fact of life. I know that we talked about it, Corinne. I told you I would get those numbers for you. I was just totally exhausted after yesterday. It was a 3-hour meeting. We stood in there, and I apologize. I appreciate TRAC for staying there. They probably didn't know what they were getting into, but I have a tendency to stay with the project as long as it takes to make sure everybody's had that opportunity. I know that some of the complaints are that a lot of times you only have a few minutes to make your statement, but you don't get an opportunity to interact with these folks. And I know Mr. Moore, he you know, was very appreciative that he got some more clarity for some of the things that he was questioning. And you have seen where some of the people that spoke out in opposition to it last time, they're coming around, they're softening to it because they're seeing the effort that's being made.